We all have that time in our lives when you just want to smell something cook in the oven.
Yes.
You want to have that roasted chicken or that pot roast or that wonderful Sunday, what'd your mom call her roast?
Your Sunday pot roast.
Sunday pot roast. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
It's cold outside, you just want to smell it. Well, this is a chicken recipe that's kind of accidental.
Right.
And we'll explain the situation. My brother, who I haven't seen probably in 6 or 7 years,
Right.
because he's a busy guy, he travels all over the world. He finally got some time off to stop by for a minute. I said, what do you want? He said, well, I can't eat this because he's got the alpha-gal thing going on. And I said, well, you need a chicken. I said, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna smoke you a chicken. So the weather came about so that we couldn't put our smoker outside. So I thought, we've already got this chicken brining, so let's just put it in the oven. What happened,
Wow,
Nikki?
it was amazing.
What was your take on it?
The flavor's amazing with being brine like that. Just the smell of the brine itself, it was the best we've ever had.
I
It's
would
wonderful.
have to agree
Yes.
with you. Then we made a gravy a la
Oh.
Raoul. Any of his sauces or gravies or anything like that, I kind of borrowed some ideas from him and thought, how would Raoul do this? Who's an old French chef of mine who I got a lot of guidance from him. And he would tell me what to use here and what to use here. French chef, come on.
Yeah, perfect.
So let's get this water going. We're not going to get this real hot, but we want to dissolve our sugars and salts. So let's talk about brining a chicken. Why should you brine a chicken? If you've ever brined chicken in pickle juice,
Oh, wow. Delicious.
it's an amazing flavor, especially before you smoke it or even in the oven. But what happens physically when you brine a chicken? Protein strands are generally kind of balled up and tight. When you put salt in a chicken, those protein strands open up and they kind of interweb with each other.
That's why it's so
And they
delish.
take that moisture on. And when you're cooking, that moisture stays in because of those salt particles that are going in. And then you have taste.
That's why it's so wonderful.
The taste is a bonus, so
Yeah.
the moisture stays in. Have you ever had a piece of chicken, you cut into it, the skin is so delicious and crispy and it's almost flavorless inside?
Right.
We
A
don't
lot,
want that.
yes.
So brine your chicken if you have the opportunity to do so.
Right.
And you can go anywhere up to 10, 12 hours on this if you like to. Sometimes we forget about it.
A couple days.
It goes a couple days and it's not unpleasant.
Right, still delicious.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a gallon of water,
Which is 16 cups of water.
16 cups of water. We're gonna put a cup of kosher salt, 1 cup of brown sugar. For some more flavor and color for the chicken, we got soy. So we're gonna get this just warm enough to dissolve. All right, then we're gonna do 2 tablespoons. Yes, 2 tablespoons of black pepper. If you want a little of that smoke flavor, just a tiny bit, like a capful of
the smoke.
half a teaspoon of
Yeah.
liquid smoke. We're gonna put a dash of Worcestershire sauce in there. 2 tablespoons of granulated garlic.
Yummy.
Those flavors will permeate with that salt. And if you want to put just a little, this may sound strange, but a little bit of thyme, a dash of thyme. So we're going to warm that up just enough to dissolve that. We don't want our chicken to cook in this. Then we'll cool that back down to where it becomes room temperature and put our chicken in and put it in the fridge. And just tie this little guy up. Make sure he doesn't get away.
That's right.
Because when we put him in that oven, we don't want him. Just think how dirty that oven would be.
If he was jumping up and
got
down,
it, yeah.
that's true. I didn't think of that way.
So we're going to take this chicken, we're going to put it in the brine for 10, 12 hours. Just put it in the fridge and forget about it. So what happens when you bring this chicken in? Already tied up, already ready to go. And you see a little color already from that soy, so he's going to get nice and brown. Here's the beginnings of something beautiful. Not only are we going to have a beautiful roasted bird, but Nikki actually demands, she has threatened me before if I didn't
have.
make.
Mashed potatoes and gravy. Gotta have gravy.
There you go.
And I've
There
got
you
the
have it.
mashed potatoes ready for you.
Imagine
Perfect.
that.
That's right.
So I have to make her gravy. So when I'm thinking about this, it's not just, okay, let's put this in the pan.
Right.
What happens when this thing starts to cook and brown, those beautiful juices
Magic
fall
gravy.
into, that is some white wine. It's about a cup of white wine. So now we're gonna come back with, I don't know, maybe a cup and a half of chicken broth, already seasoned.
Yeah.
So what we're shooting for here is the in flavor, the
yeah.
salty, savory, yummy stuff. So we're actually making a recipe within a recipe. So we have here are some dried shallots. Oh,
Yummy.
you smell that. Shallots are beautiful. If you don't have shallots, you can use onions. To get the salty umami flavor, we're gonna add some chicken bouillon. We're gonna add 2 little bouillon cubes. But okay, what have we got here? We're gonna have a really salty, savory, beautiful browned juices coming off of this into shallots and white wine.
Yummy.
And some broth. So now we need a little sweet. So Raoul, my French chef friend, I would watch him. This is something he would do. This is just a little orange marmalade.
Yummy. Love orange marmalade.
What's that gonna do? That's gonna bring just a little bit of sweet in. It's not enough to change it and make it sweet, but it's to give you that zesty flavor that you're gonna think, what is that? And the depth of flavors. All these combined flavors are just gonna blow your mind when it comes out. Broccoli time.
It's been 20 minutes.
It's been 20 minutes. 350.
Ooh, yum.
I want you to look at this when it comes out. Look at this bubbling brew. Look at this. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little sesame oil and we're gonna completely coat every square inch of this bird that we can get to. I mixed up my own all-purpose seasoning. This batch, it was probably celery salt. I had black pepper, I had garlic, a little bit of onion,
All your favorites.
and some pepper. And that was about it on this one. Maybe a few more ingredients. Just a little bit of garlic pepper. That adds a little more flavor. With that combination of the sesame oil, then you put a little more garlic on there. Those combinations are beautiful. Now this chicken is gonna go at 350 for about 2 hours. Everybody's oven is different. So if you see it getting really brown, get your meat thermometer out.
That's right.
Check that bird. If it's over 170, you need to stop. You're good to go. Let it rest for 10 or 15 minutes and you got a beautiful thing.
I'm excited.
But meanwhile, we cook this uncovered.
That's right.
We never cover it. All that beautiful stuff is coming out into your kitchen and you're so happy and you're singing songs and Nikki's singing opera.
That's right.
Do you want to give us a taste?
Not today, but next time.
All right, next time. All right, so I want you to have another taste of
Oh,
this.
so good. Oh, wow. That's so good. I can't even describe it. So many flavors.
I just tasted it.
Wow.
Now you would think, okay, that's orange marmalade. You would think that that would be kind of outstanding. You can't taste in there, but you do have this umami burst of wonderment.
I could eat this with a spoon.
Show me
Just
how
sit
happy
down.
it makes you.
I could sit with a spoon and just eat that.
That's amazing,
Yes.
just as it is. But
Yes.
here's what we're gonna do to take it a step further. We're gonna kind of strain this as we go along, sort of. It doesn't matter if there's
Yeah, the good stuff, I'd
doesn't matter
like
if there's
it
a
all.
little bit of onion or shallot or something in there. So now, as you have seen throughout the history of our show, that flavor, you taste it to say, does it need any more salt? Does it need less of this, less
It
of
needs
that?
nothing.
It's perfect.
It is perfect.
So we're gonna heat that up, and then we're gonna add just a little slurry, which is cornstarch and water, equal parts.
Yum.
All right, let's
do you
turn that heat up just a little bit. Now you can look in real time and see what's happened to that gravy.
Ooh, that's gravy.
Isn't that amazing?
That
Just
is.
a little cornstarch, a little bit of water. Mrs. Farmer, whatever you, I know what you're gonna try
I want
first.
potatoes. I know. I could eat just potatoes. You know that.
Look at that gravy.
Oh wow.
You say you can't beat gravy? Now the star of the show, right here, just laying here quietly. Look at this.
Look at that skin.
Look at that. Now, I'm gonna get to that skin later, but try this.
Looks amazing.
Every bite, full of flavor.
Oh, that's so flavorful, isn't it?
That is so flavorful
Wow.
and so moist. Look at the moisture. We didn't lose any
wow.
moisture. We gained moisture. This is just a thing of beauty.